Sills, share some knowledge with me. What kind of blocking does the O-line have to do? It's different from the stout. Stout is more in your face and zone. Like here, I'll give you for instance. Here's what Jeff Stoutland offensive line does. I'm looking at when I have to make my slide step and I have to slip and scoop. Anything in that zone, it might be on the second level, it might be on the first level. I'm hitting it and I'm getting to outside shoulder. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create lanes for Barkley. Offensive linemen are trying to get to your outside shoulder all the time, unless it's a counter tray. And what they're doing is they're trying to get you stretched out, especially big guys like Davis and Carter. You want to keep running them. How do you tire guys out? Big fellas. Run them. Run them. Run the stretch. Run the stretch. Keep moving their feet. And what you're trying to do is create lanes in no zone blocking. When you run the stretch, he's trying to get outside, and then get this. Lane is going to have to turn it back in, and he's setting the edge, and you want to run up the numbers. And if you got a back like Barkley who can cut back, you're cutting. Remember something. If you're cutting back into pursuit. And that's why you're trying to get to the outside shoulder. Guards, centers, and you're walling off, trying to create lanes to run up the middle. You got to have a lot of athletic. Hey, let me ask you this. How athletic do you think your offensive line was last year? Well, wait a minute. How athletic do you think your offensive line was last year inside? I don't think they were athletic at all. I don't think they were athletic at all last year. And by the way, when did these guys get hurt? When did Landon Dickerson get hurt? When did Cam get hurt? Anybody? They were injured. Well, what game did Landon get injured? What game was that? I don't remember. What game did he get hurt this year in? What game did Cam get hurt in? Oh, in the playoffs of 24. Okay. So the entire offseason, they never got healthy? They didn't practice. And you think they're going to get healthy this year. Is that right? Sills, is it impossible with this goalpost moving? What goalpost moving? I'm asking you a question. Do you think you can get Bro, it's not goalpost moving. It's called reality. You got 137 days from April 20th. The players haven't even seen the playbook yet. So that bullshit that Lane Johnson was talking about, he hasn't even seen the concepts yet. He hasn't even seen the plays. It's against the CBA and the collective bargaining agreement. He doesn't have any notion of that yet. So when he's talking bullshit. And on top of that, from that day, you have 3.5 months to install something with a guy who's never installed plays in his life. Is that right? That's a lot of optimism. That's a lot of optimism. There will be no screen game. The O-line is still a mass unit. 26 will officially put us in the rebuild mode when the season's over. Lots of changes in 27. Okay? So why are the reports that Mendoza's been studying the Raiders playbook? Because it's bullshit. He's not even a property of the Raiders. How can a guy have the Raider fucking playbook when he's not even a property of the Raiders? That is not true. My God. You believe that? He is not a member of the NFL yet. And you're going to give an NFL playbook. Oh, okay. Oh, good. Okay. Okay. All good. Yeah. You're not giving a playbook to a guy who's not a member of the NFL. Hey, here's the Raider playbook. So let me ask you this. And you know what would make that crazy? How do you know his agent doesn't take that playbook that he represents multiple players and gives it to somebody else? Like somebody on the Broncos. Fernando Mendoza's been given a Raider playbook. His agent gets the playbook and he gives it to one of his clients in Denver. I mean, who in their right mind really believes that? Again, you're going to hear a lot of BS right now that's not true. Seals, can you ask Randy Koss if he could still be a physical team and a finesse offense? We'll get him on for that. We will. Shea didn't call plays before the Eagles, but he had – okay. Let's see something here. Let's go here. Shane didn't. Shane was a coach for 12 years. My God. This guy's been a coach for 25 months. 25 months. He's been a coach. This is the same guy that told me last year that Kevin Petullo would be like it would be an easy transition. Yeah, okay. Shane Steichen. Okay, let me take a look at this. Colts. Shane Steichen. Shane Steichen was the offensive coordinator in San Diego in 2020. He was the offensive coordinator in Philly. So he was the OC, and then he became the OC with the Chargers in 2020. So that's bullshit. Sills, number one, Mannion will be running Nick's scheme with a few tweaks. Believing all players are interchangeable is a Philly organization mantra. That's why they forced Jalen Hurts to pass over the RPO. Okay? Why are you killing the kid before his first game? What kid? What kid? Are you talking to coordinator? Because he has no right and without a doubt, he is not qualified to be the offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's why. He is not qualified. That guy is not qualified to be the OC of the Philadelphia Eagles with a former Super Bowl MVP and an offense that has those names on the back of the jerseys. He is not qualified. That's why. What makes you qualified then? Okay, I'll show you qualified. Here. Let me see. Here, I'll give you one. I'll show you qualified. Let me show you qualified. And I'll do a guy who's not in the league that long. Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive assistant, 2008. Florida Tuskers of the old XF thing. I don't know what that was. UFL in 2009. Offensive assistant in 2010. Tight ends coach from 11 to 13 with the Redskins. Offensive coordinator from 2014 to 2016. And the current head football coach of the Los Angeles Rams from 17, Sean McVay. That's qualified. That's qualified. to run the Dallas Cowboys defense? Yeah. Dallas Cowboys aren't a Super Bowl contending team, are they? Christian Parker would be a good candidate to be the D coordinator with the Jets. They're building a football team. They're in transition of building a team. When you're a quality football team and a contending Super Bowl team, you don't give fucking the keys to a guy who came out of college and have a training wheel session and on-the-job training. You think hey, the Eagles have an on-the-job trainer right now. This is on-the-job training. Wait a second. Hold on here. Let's go Andy Reid. Andy Reid. Here's Andy Reid's journey to becoming a head coach and play caller. 1982 graduate assistant, San Francisco State offensive line coach, 83 to 85. Northern Arizona offensive line coach, 86. UTEP O-line coach, 87 to 88. Missouri offensive line coach, 89 to 91. Green Bay Packers assistant O-line and tight ends coach from 92 to 96. Quarterbacks coach and assistant head football coach from 1997 to 1998. So from 1982 until 1988, Andy Reid had built his resume up to get an opportunity to be a play caller that spanned almost 20 years to be a play caller and have his chance. Not 24 months. Not 24 months. I mean, I guess every single OC started in the league as an, you're missing the point. This guy's not a coach. He's been a coach for 24 months. And you got 137 days to put the plays in, starting April 20th. Let's see. So is Nick qualified? Here, let's take a look at that. Nick Sirianni. Let's take a look at Nick's journey. Mount Union, DB's coach, 2004 to 5. Indiana UP, wide receiver coach, 06 to 08. Kansas City Chiefs, quality control coach. It's a gopher gig. Then he became assistant quarterbacks coach in 2010. Then he became the offensive quality control coach. He really wasn't a coach for a long time there until he became the wide receiver coach in 2012 in Kansas City. In San Diego, he became the offensive coach in 2013. Then the quarterback coach with Phillip Rivers in 14 and 15. Then wide receiver coach in 2016 to 17. Then he became the offensive coordinator from 2018 to 2020. So from 2020 and 2005, Nick Sirianni, to become a head football coach, had spent 16 years in the National Football League and was an offensive coordinator before he became the head coach. I would say his opportunity was warranted. 16 years? Your guy's 16 minutes in the league. Nobody wanted the job as they picked the undergrad. Were you qualified to be a radio host when you finally got the gig? That's not how I did it. I was first a producer. Then I was an on-air update guy. Then I was a fill-in guy. And then I got my job. Took me 5 years to do that. I didn't become an on-air guy right away. I produced. I was an update guy. Then I became an update guy on the News Talk KGO. And then in year 5, I got my first opportunity to become a host. So no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. Seals, more importantly, the Eagles were a mediocre organization when Andy took over. That's right. When you're a lesser football team and you want to give a kid a shot to become a coordinator, that makes sense because you're trying to grow together, see if the guy can. When you're a football team that